And welcome to Fab Dentist. In this video, we are going to discuss about biomechanics of RPD, removable partial denture. So without getting delayed, let's get started. Please do like and subscribe my video as it motivates me to make more videos. Introduction. Kennedy's Class 1, Class 2 and Class 4 removable partial denture take support both from the teeth and the soft tissue. Hence, the force acting on the denture are shared between the tooth and the soft tissue. Since two tissues of different resilience support of the denture, stress is precipitated within the denture due to uneven settlement during the occlusal loading. The following design principle aid the control of the effect of the various forces such as maximum coverage of the soft tissue, efficient use of direct retainer, proper placement of the component in their most favorable position. Mechanical principle in removable partial denture are lever principle, inclined plane and snowshoe principle. In this video, we are dealing with the lever principle and the inclined plane. Now, lever principle. What is lever? Lever is a long bar with a single support around which it rotates when load is applied to any one of its end. The support around which the lever rotates is called as fulcrum. You can see over this diagram. It is a long bar with a single support around which it rotates. Okay, the support around which lever rotate is called fulcrum. This is the fulcrum. Okay, type of lever, three type based on their location, location of the fulcrum, resistance and the effort, that is the force. Class 1 order lever, class 2 order lever and class 3 order lever. Now, what is class 1 order lever? In this, the fulcrum is in the center, resistance is at one end and the effort force is at another end. Okay, normal, you can see fulcrum is in the center, one end having effort, one end having effort and one hand having load. Now, these levers are more efficient and easily controlled. This first order lever principle can occur in the patient with distal extension partial denture. ये जो टाइप 1 ऑर्डर हमने पढ़ा है लीवर प्रिंसिपल का, ये अप्लीकेबल होता है इन द पेशेंट विथ डिस्टल एक्सटेंशन पार्शियल डेंचर. ओके, now the direct retainer will be the fulcrum. The effort end lies on the point where the denture take up the occlusal load. That is the area where the artificial teeth are located. Got it? Now, the load is the region of the anterior end of the major connector. You can see over this diagram. Adding an auxiliary rest anterior to the fulcrum prevent the lever action by acting as an indirect retainer. Okay, you can see this diagram. When an indirect retainer is given to the first order lever, then it is converted into the second order lever. Got it? Now, the second order lever, the fulcrum is at one end, effort is at opposite end and the resistance or the load is in the center. This type of lever action occur in indirect retainer of the removable part, indirect retention of the removable partial denture. You can see this. Load is in between, fulcrum is at one end and effort is at another. When a displacing force tend to lift a denture from one end, that is effort, the anterior most point of the major connector will act as the axis of rotation, that is the fulcrum. The immediate zone of the denture which is lifted from the force will form the resistance load of the lever. You can see over this diagram. fulcrum is here, load is in the center, and effort is here. Third order lever. In this, fulcrum is at one end, resistance is at opposite end, and an effort is in center. सेकेंड ऑर्डर में क्या था? लोड सेंटर पे था. फर्स्ट ऑर्डर में क्या था? फल्क्रम सेंटर पे था. एंड इन थर्ड ऑर्डर क्या है? एफर्ट जो है वो अपने सेंटर पे है. ठीक है. नाउ हाउ लीवर एक्शन वर्क इन कैनेडीज क्लास 1 प्रोस्थेसिस. ठीक है, विल अंडरस्टैंड दिस. In the distal extension partial denture, rotation will occur around three principal fulcrum. They are horizontal fulcrum. They are horizontal fulcrum line passing between the two principal abutment teeth. The second is rotational fulcrum line, that is sagittal, and the third is vertical. What is horizontal fulcrum line? Horizontal fulcrum. It acts along the x-axis of the denture, control the rotational movement of the denture toward or away from the supporting soft tissue. Force across this lever produce the most deleterious effect on the supporting tissue and the abutment teeth. You can see horizontal fulcrum line. Now, sagittal line extend posteriorly from the occlusal rest of the terminal abutment. It passes along the alveolar crest till the posterior extent of the residual ridge on the same side. Act along the x-axis of the denture. This fulcrum control rocking or side-to-side movement of the denture that take place over the crest of the residual ridge. This is the sagittal line. Now, vertical line. Vertical line located in the midline lingual to the anterior teeth. It acts along the y-axis of the denture. It controls the movement of the denture around the y-axis. Control the movement of the denture along the y-axis. Got it? Now, when the force acting on the denture are vertical, most of the periodontal ligament fiber are activated, which provide good resistance to the force. If the force acting on the denture are not vertical, only a part of periodontal fibers are activated and can damage the abutment tooth. So vertical line of fulcrum is ideal, you can say, can be used. Now, inclined plane. Inclined plane is nothing but a two inclined surface in close alignment to one another. Got it? The direct retainer and the minor connector slide along the guide plane of the teeth and can act as inclined plane if not prepared correctly. When a force is applied against an inclined plane, it may produces two action, that is deflection of object which is applying the force, denture, movement of inclined plane itself, tooth. These results should prevent it to avoid the damage to the abutment. Thank you. Hope you liked it.